Hello and welcome to Guitars for Bars. I'm your host, James. And hey, it's Cool Shirt Day today on Guitars for Bars channel. White Zombie, check that out. Pretty cool, huh? Got that a long time ago. Alright, on today's gear review, we're going to go over something different this time. Instead of a cheap guitar, we're going to do an expensive guitar. What we've got here is the LTD H3-1000 with EMGs. One's a 57, I think, and the other's a 66. I don't know. I didn't look up the specs. There's plenty of videos out there where you can get all the specs on the guitar. I'm going to go over the details of this particular guitar and try to answer the questions that I always want answered when I watch somebody else's video. So hopefully I can give you the answer to those questions today. First, let me plug it in and get the amp turned on. I'm using everything exactly the same as it was when I did the Firefly video last week. So, I think I played this through an amp once. Before I turn it on, I just want to go over this real quick. The bridge pickup, which I think is the 57, was louder than the neck pickup. So I raised the neck pickup a little bit and I dropped the bridge pickup down a little bit to even out the volume, because personally I like the neck pickup to be louder. I think I've said that before. So it would have been cool to have the same exact pickup in both positions, but hey, nobody's doing that but me. Alright, I wanted to go over something else. Everything on this guitar looks good, except there's two little items. Number one, I don't think you can see it, but there is a spot right here where my pinky's at, where it is right there on the corner where they buffed through the finish down to the white primer. Not a big deal because you can't really see it. I can see it because, you know, I've inspected it and I'm close up to it. Like if you're playing out in a bar on stage, it ain't gonna matter. And then the other thing is this string retainer thing, I guess that's what they call them, is a little bit off center. It's a little bit farther down this way. Not a big deal. It's just the way it is. Personally, I think these things are a pain in the ass. They've got a job to do. What they do is they make sure that the string crosses the bridge at an angle so that when you clamp it down, it doesn't make the string go sharp. They're not perfect, but you know, it pretty much works. I have had Jacksons in the past that didn't need these. I don't know what the difference was, but man, you tune it up and you barely had to tweak it at all, if you had to tweak it at all. And another thing about this is the neck. It's got a different kind of neck on it than your average guitar. It's supposed to be, I think, a thin U shape. It's not what you'd call thin. Not compared to my Jackson Warrior. That thing is thin. But it's a little bit thinner than the Fireflies. It's narrower up here than the Fireflies. It's you know, it's not bad. It's kind of narrow, but when you get down here, the neck widens out, which is nice. I've got a tendency to pull the bottom string, the E string, off of the edge of the fretboard and the frets. So the frets are done nicely on the ends. So if I do pull it off, it's not bad. But you've got enough fret space there that you don't really have a problem with that. And on this one, the strings, they're not exactly centered on the neck. I don't know if you can see. They're a little bit this way. They're okay over the pole pieces. They're just a little wonky right here, but not enough to make a difference. And like I said, because of that little extra space, you know, I'm not going to be as likely to pull that string off. And I usually don't have any trouble with the top string, so it can be pretty close because I tend to pull down. So same thing with here. If I pull down, you can hear it. I tend to do that. So this guitar is good for that. And the neck actually thins out a little bit down here, which is kind of cool because it's not big and clunky when you get down here to play, you know, anything down there, because I got kind of short fingers. So, you know, some guys are, you know, they can like play like this and their hands way down here and they're still reaching the top strings. I can't do that. So I have a little trouble when I got to do this. I got to turn my wrist a lot. It's really a stretch. So I tend to have to play my guitar higher. And this, you know, usually a Strat style guitar, this top horn's a little shorter. And that, you know, this is different. It looks cool. That's one of the things I always look at. How's a guitar look when you're playing it? In the other videos, you know, there's one guy that's playing for an ESP video, and it's like he's got the guitar up here, so it doesn't look cool at all. And then some other ones, everybody's sitting down again. Stand up if you're going to play a guitar so we can see what it looks like when you're playing. You know, nobody plays in a bar or a gig or a concert or anything sitting on their butt. They stand up. So please, people, put a strap on your guitar and stand up so we can see what it looks like when you're playing. Okay, I had to stop. There's a break right there. Apparently, everything was not set up like it was for the Firefly video. I was missing a chord. I'm missing 3 chords. I looked all over for them. Don't know where they are, but I went and found one, and I got it plugged in now, so I'll turn it on. Okay. Again, like the Firefly video, I'm starting off with the gain at about 11 and the level at about 11. I'm going to go ahead, turn it up a little bit to 12 o'clock. You can hear a little tiny bit of hum, but not much. A little bit of bite on the bridge pickup. That's the neck pickup. You can hear a big difference in the sound. Let's go over the distortion. We'll start with the Boss Distortion DS1. There's that squishy sound. That's pretty bright sounding, ain't it? That one's kind of warm and bubbly. Let's do the pull thing. Okay, let's switch to the metal zone. Okay, sounds pretty good. Does sound different, definitely, I think, than passive pickups. Turn it back down just a little. That's more of a volume for, you know, practicing by yourself or along with CDs or something. Definitely may have to change the amp settings a little bit to make up for the pickups being electric instead of just being passive. Active, that's the word. It's been a long day, and my brain's not as sharp as it is earlier in the day. I gotta be careful not to play stuff that's gonna get me in trouble, you know, covers and stuff. So I just try to play stuff that, you know, just make it up on the spot, because I don't do a lot of practicing right now. Okay, take a break from that. Just about done here, but now is the time for a word from our sponsors, which are me. I'm sponsoring it because I don't have any sponsors, because I don't have enough subscribers yet. So please, people, subscribe and watch the videos. I don't care if you just put the video on and go do something else, but let it run and get my watch time up for me so I can afford to make more of these videos. Okay, I started making brass picks. This one I made for me, so it's not all polished and shiny and sanded all smooth. It's just cut, and I filed the edges, and that's about it. This one is cut, but it's not been filed yet. So I'm going to be, I might be too close to the camera. I'm not sure, it's kind of hard to tell. Here, I'll show you this one again. This one is cut, but it's not sanded or filed. I've got, I think I got 42 of these all together so far cut. I've got enough brass, they are brass, and they're about a 1/16 of an inch thick. They're a little less than a 1/16. I've got enough to cut about 200 of them, maybe a few more. And when they're done, well, when I got about a dozen of them done, I'm going to do an infomercial and put it on my channel. And then I'm going to put them on my Etsy store, unit104.etsy.com. And when I do that, I will put a link to them so that you can order them directly from me. And I'll have a video showing how I make them and everything. Okay, well that's it. Please like and subscribe. That would really help because these things are expensive and it's really hard for me to afford them right now. So I'm going to be going over a lot of guitars that I've already fixed up. Most of them I've done something to. So I've got about 12 or 13 more guitars to go through in videos. So if I can try to crank one out once a week, we'll have a whole year's worth of guitars and gear, and then the ones that I'm working on yet. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. Have a good one.